Live on the
Yeah,
cat.
you
It's like, I
scooped
didn't
when
want
Live
she
on
was
the cat.
eating.
She loves to be scooped. Look at her.
She definitely can.
You have things to
Yeah.
say, ma'am?
Oh, hello,
Do you?
Angel.
No. She's
No.
thinking about the war.
She's actually. Does she fuck with the war?
Bitch don't know about Pangea.
Just belted you in the face.
She did. She did. She scratched my eyeball. That was almost a trip to the hospital too.
I bet.
Yeah.
She
But
does.
see, she likes to think about the war. And if Will says a goddamn thing about her eyes again, I'll come take his cat. He'll lose his cat privileges.
You're gonna steal Mr. Frodo?
I will.
That cat's
Because
gonna be big.
if he's gonna say mean things about my cat, he doesn't deserve a cat. Fucking.
Ray
Hey.
agrees clearly.
Hey,
Please stop biting me.
Aw, please.
Go back
Hey,
to
don't
thinking
bring-
about the war. All
don't
right.
bring
Go
my
think
don't
about the
bring
war
my
somewhere
son
else.
into this. Don't bring my son into this.
Mr. Frodo.
Look,
Frodo ain't done nothing to you.
Mr. Frodo.
Also, Frodo does enough damage to Will as is. Just let
That's
it
true.
Pretty funny. Yeah.
Bap. This is one of my favorites. Frodo just goes bap.
Like when he just covers Will's mouth, like, shh, no father, silence.
No
Same.
talking. No more of that. Thank you.
We're just sleeping, no talking.
we could all be so lucky.
Right. Right.
He does what everyone else is thinking. What's his Twitch
Elsie.
channel's name so I can watch the comments? Oh, Entropy Emporium. Never mind.
Elsie is firing some warning shots at Will here tonight, so that's gonna be interesting.
Will has
one of
been
these
mean to me.
days.
So mean to me for like
No reason.
ever.
I can't wait for him to guest star.
No, see, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the mean. I don't
Wait, hold on.
That
Wait,
mother-
no, because wait. Okay, hold on. Wait.
don't finish the thought, Q. Just don't finish
No,
the
no, no.
thought. If we don't
Okay.
think about it, it doesn't happen.
Okay, because hear me out.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No?
because yeah, no, and you know why? You know why?
Why?
Because I gave you too many people. I gave you too many people. I gave you too many
Don't.
people, JD.
Nah.
Wait, now I want to know these people. Q was making the faces I make. Q, what you got? Q, you
You
were
already
pulling an
know.
LC there. What's up?
You already know.
It's the
Oh.
lore. It's Connor lore.
It's Connor lore.
Yeah, I know. I want to know more. Do I already know all of it?
No, and you're
Okay,
not
well, that's
going
what I'm
to.
saying. Give it to me.
You're not, no, absolutely not. We're blood feuding. You don't get treats. Fuck you mean?
How do I end a blood feud so I can get treats?
Yep. There we go.
Apologize.
No.
Okay, well then, the blood feud shall persist.
I'm gonna eat 2 commander cards now.
Okay. Okay, and listen, when you get a 2-piece and a biscuit, don't be surprised.
I don't know what that is.
2-piece.
What's the biscuit?
You go night night.
No, I don't think so.
It's like, what if I just ignore it?
Yeah, I've been saying that for the last 2 nights now. Is that if I just don't think about it, it will go away.
Mm-hmm.
It worked last
When?
night.
Did it? Did
Yeah.
you almost die?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
you
I
almost
ca-
went away. Okay.
I
It's the
ruined
opposite
ruined
result.
Hoops Encounter, and he's mad at me for it because I did what my mech does, which is do 50
almost
attacks, and
explode?
No, I didn't. I didn't actually. Wait, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Don't roll
I
a 10.
forgot about
roll
that
the
first
10.
roll.
Yeah.
Forgot about that first roll. I did roll that 10. But after that, I rolled a bunch of crits, and I killed like 3 of his mechs on 1 turn when I had 40 attacks.
I like how Hoop just dropped in to say you did.
Thank you, Hupito.
I just
Alright.
don't want to be here now.
That's not true.
It's absolutely not. true. I'm so
Sure
scared to
about
be
that?
here.
I forgot how to drink for a second.
We all
Anyways.
know your drinking problem.
I saw a
We're
meme
having a
today,
time
and it was
tonight.
like, it was the reels, and it was like the signs is different kids, and Aquarius was the one of the kid trying to drink water and then just dumps it on his face. I was like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
JD, is that right? Do you also do that?
Did you do
I don't
that as
know.
a child?
Do I?
Did you?
Probably.
Yeah, I feel like the answer is yes.
I did a lot of things as a child.
Surprisingly.
No, not as a child in real life, like right now.
No, absolutely
You don't have
not.
problems drinking water, right, JD? You've never had any
I've
problems.
You don't.
Never.
When you forget how to
No.
drink, and then it just kind of like you don't open your mouth, and it just.
I'm not answering that live on camera, and Steph, stop thinking about it.
Hey, okay, so my answer is right.
I am getting bullied by Steph's face and Mac in the chat.
I said nothing.
I
I was
think
just
it's fair.
thinking. I was trying to recall.
I'm glad I'm right. I'm always right.
We are having such a normal one. And yes, Hoop, I am going to wreck them tonight. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, okay. Also,
Oh, here we go. Now everyone's in the goddamn chat.
How many people can I piss off like right now?
Cass. Oh, God.
Everybody but Cass, I think, in the chat is mad at me. And Mac. Wait, no, Cass is mad because I wouldn't tell her what was going on. Never mind.
So you have Mac on your side. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Questionable.
JT
Alex,
says
too.
that they're not mad.
Okay, thank you, JT. Fuck you, Cass.
Cass is still mad though.
Cass is
That's
so
still
mad.
very mad.
Yeah.
As Olivia, I'm livid. I had another thing to say and then I forgot what it was.
Classic.
It is really classic.
Well,
Why don't we get into this? Because I think we could be here for a long time.
oh right, we
multiple
play a game.
feuds.
Um,
You know, Will, that would be a gift. That would be an absolute fucking gift. Please, please
oh boy.
put in all of those chaos redeems.
this.
Let's do it.
Oh.
Let's
This here
fucking go.
too.
Oh dear.
Let's have
Fine.
some fun.
It's already bad for Scylla. It's already bad for Scylla.
Ooh,
It's
Mac.
not bad for
Okay.
Scylla. Everything's fine for
Where are my
Scylla.
moths? If it's not bad, where are they?
It's okay. You
In
don't
my
need
house.
Your moths. You don't need your moths right now.
So many moths in my
no!
house right now.
Mm.
Oh!
Wait, is there not a cap on this? JT, put a fucking cap on this.
Wow, what the fuck is this shit? Hateful.
Oh, this is.
Hateful.
Let's go fucking nuts.
No, well, you already are, so.
Steph, did you just
I can't
leave?
catch consequences if I'm not here. But I want to play, so I'm.
Let's fucking party.
Oh, this is gonna be a good night.
What the fuck?
I want to go home.
Look
You
what
are
did.
home.
Oh.
Look what you
It's
did.
true. You
Hey.
are home.
Hey, Elsie.
Sweetie.
Hey,
What?
Elsie.
What do you
This
want
is
from me?
this is your fucking fault. I just
Everything
need
is
you to
always
own
my
that.
fault. Why is it?
Well,
Why
then
does it not
five.
be my fault?
5 chaos redemption.
Also, there's a hydrate, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
I need to hydrate before we cry.
Hydrate before you dihydrate.
Make sure, yeah, it's for the tears.
I don't know why anyone would be crying tonight because we are going to have such a nice normal time and I wouldn't worry about it. But let's jump in. I am realizing literally in this second that without Kian here, I am doing the channel announcements. So I am very thankful to JT for dropping the links in the chat earlier. But we at Entropy Emporium are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. The link is above. Please click on that. Please donate. Please help support. Please keep attention and eyes on Palestine and all of the other places around the world that are experiencing atrocities and genocides right now. Additionally, there is a link for our Discord, as you might have seen. Please feel free to join us there. What you just experienced for these last 10 minutes or so is exactly what happens on the server, and it is always a great time. With that, we are going to jump into They Call Us Villains. This is a psychological horror game, and as such, includes a variety of content warnings. These usually include things like institutional violence, forced institutionalization, medical abuse, psychological abuse, and gaslighting, themes in line with real-world conversion therapy, and horror elements such as body horror, gore, blood, references as well to isolation, seclusion, the use of sedation, and in recent episodes, and likely in this one, some bad, toxic / emotionally abusive parenting. Tonight, we may not have all of those as factors, as we are not inside Hemlock. Tonight, though, we would encourage you to keep in mind the content warnings around unreality, as well as the mention of needles / injections, and there will be talk around degenerative illness. I think with that, we are ready to go around. And for you to remind everyone of who you are playing, you don't need to mention the playbook. It's probably not relevant tonight. And what state your character was in when we last saw them. Starting with, as always, Harp.
I was ready this time. I'm Harper. I'm playing Mara. She's oh no, she's not anything really. She's normal. She was really stressed out at the end of last session. Because she just got the nightmares. When you don't sleep. And at the end she was like hopeful. She was like a little bit tentatively hopeful, like, all right, don't get your hopes up, but like this could be good. In reference to her not being able to use her powers.
Yeah, Mara was actually starting to have a normal one at the end of last time, in comparison to
All
the
right,
rest
calm
of the
down there.
episode and the past few days. In comparison only.
The necklace begs to differ.
Okay, no, that is fair. That is fair. We do not have Kian with us. Valen is off on a little adventure of their own that we will find out more about when we meet next time. But next up, we have Q.
Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm Q. I'm playing Connor Creed. Who's he, him, all around. The Transform playbook, and when we left off, Connor was an angry, practically boneless puddle on the floor. He was just doing a heckin' scream. So yeah, there's that.
We'll see what state Connor is in when we see him again tonight. Speaking of people being in a state, Steph, tell us about Scylla.
Hi, I'm Steph. I play Scylla Tarn, she, her, of the Doomed playbook, which apparently is not a concern right now. Scylla, when she lost her powers, the fun, sparkly, crystally, scaly parts of her skin shattered off, along with all of her pretty little crystal moth friends, just pieces. So she was in the depths of despair, distraught, crying, wailing, having the realization of like, oh my god, what about my friends? What broke there? And still pointy teeth and bendy though. Those did not go away with the power nullification. She is still bitey and bendy. Superior teeth are default setting. But yeah, she's not having a great fun time.
She is not. We are having a spectrum of experiences. Elsie, tell us about Ellie.
Okay. Hi, I'm Elsie. I play Ellie Ellison, and where Ellie was at the end of last episode, she was relieved, I think, and feeling a lot better than she was prior. Because she was feeling pretty sick and stressy. I think the stressy is still there a little bit, but superseded by like I don't feel sick anymore, and I'm a little bit relieved about that. A little bit happier.
I am sorry, I was distracted because I realized we lost Harp for a moment. But Harp is now back. So that is good.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Right, all right. So yeah, we've got Ellie who, mixed experience, maybe some hopefulness. We'll see how things go. And last but not least, we've got our special guest still with us for this exciting adventure, Rose.
Hello, children. My name is Rose. I use they and she pronouns. I play Theodora Lomax, who is also having a normal one. Where we left off, in terms of how she feels now that she doesn't have her powers, is somewhere between ecstatic and euphoric. And one of the two sounds heard last episode was the sobbing of Scylla and the cackling of Theodora. So she's doing pretty good.
And the screaming of Connor, it was quite a cacophony.
A lot of sounds.
That is where we left off. That is not where we are going to begin. Hi, I am JD. I am your storyteller for the evening, and I will be playing everyone else. And with that, let's begin episode 11. Welcome to Hemlock. We begin with the sun rising on another beautiful day. And what a day it is. The darkness is lifting. Indeed, we all but break through it as we move over a hill, heading straight for a large sign that introduces us to the town we can see spread out up ahead. A place where the grass is vibrantly green and neat, where houses are spacious and well maintained, and where each person has a home that is perfect for them. Sure, that of course makes things a little bit eclectic here, but that's what's so wonderful about Hemlock. It's built especially for you. The sign says so, as it says the name in bright, bold green letters. Welcome to Hemlock, a place to find your peace. And then below, the population. And beside that, is that a symbol? Is that a sigil? Is that a number that keeps flickering and changing? No matter, no mind. It's fine. The population is whatever it needs to be on this day and at this time. We don't need to care about that or worry about that. We just need to care about the town and the sanctuary it provides here. The dew on the lawn glistens as the first rays of sun light up the day. The birds chirp and call to one another, and a kid on a bike makes her route through the streets, throwing a newspaper onto each and every stoop, lining each shot up perfectly so that the papers fall in exactly the same place for each house. Alarm clocks start to go off, and the day begins as it's meant to begin. Everything is perfect. Everything is fine. You're home. And we're going to take a few moments to find out what home looks like for each of our characters. And I think we're going to start with Ellie Ellison. What does the facade of this home look like as we approach and move through the bedroom window to see inside?
What time is it?
It is 7 a.m. on the dot.
Okay. Then with the sound of the phone alarm, which is not snoozed but turned off, Ellie is already ready to wake up 100% in a room that is very typical of an early 20s, like kid, not kid, a young adult. And everything is neat in place. It's not cluttered, but it's not clean. There's still like a couple clothes on the floor. The laundry basket is full, but everything has a place and it's in order. There's definitely like a wall full of like photos, Polaroids of events with friends, you know, just like the normal classic painted all American girl. And that is her room. That she definitely left behind all those months ago, but that's not something we have to deal with now. That doesn't exist. Everything is perfect. And she is awake and ready to start the day, which she is absolutely looking forward to. Because, you know, why wouldn't you be excited on a sunny, bright day like today?
What does Ellie's schedule look like for today?
Is it a weekday or a weekend?
It's a Friday.
Friday? Okay. I believe we were in a time frame. I guess it wouldn't matter because anything could be present now that school is in session. And she would definitely have to check one of the three planners to see what exactly her schedule looks like today. But it is still always busy. Uh, Everything is planned out. Um, Classes, which I think she would probably do her schedule like all of us do, where you schedule your classes so that you at least have one day of the week you don't have to go to class. But she still has, you know, extracurriculars, time with friends, stuff like that. And I think today she'd be like really excited to look forward to like some kind of outing or something. But it's definitely a busy schedule, as always.
I'm imagining that as you're looking through your planners, Ellie, you do see some homework assignments that are due before the weekend comes about officially. I'm also imagining Ellie has already completed them and is just
I was
waiting to
about to
hit
say
send.
they're already done.
Yeah.
She's done them for the next 2 weeks. If the teacher has like released everything for the semester already to do at your own pace, they're already done. She's done for the rest of the semester.
You do notice that on today's date, there is a heart drawn on it.
But okay.
Because, of course, it's your 1 year anniversary with your boyfriend.
At least I remember what it is.
You do. You do. We're not pulling a one division right this second.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh, here we go. I got to figure out what this anniversary is. 1 year. That's so cool. It's so great for us. Which one is it?
And there's that moment where you're asking yourself, which one is it?
Oh
And
no.
there's a knock.
Mm-hmm.
You think for a moment it's from your bedroom door,
Mm.
but
Okay,
it's from your window.
it's from my window. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's like a swift turnaround to like hand was on the door to open it and then realizing it was the window, swift turnaround to check the window.
And you see sitting out there beneath your window, head just kind of peeking up, the familiar dark-haired figure of Casey. He waves.
She, I think, like rolls her eyes and at this point is like, why doesn't he just use the fucking door? Like, come on now. But it's a playful roll of the eyes. The window is opened and she just kind of leans out halfway, like one hand propping up her chin, like, you just gonna stay down there?
And he leans up, and if you don't protest, presses a kiss to your lips.
absolutely would not. And this time I don't have to lose Lent. Um, she would absolutely kiss him back and smile super, super big at the same time, and just like linger there for a second. And I don't know if she would say anything. Just like really enjoy the moment of this bright, sunny morning with her boyfriend.
And it's in that moment when he smirks up at you that a piece clicks that for some reason hadn't clicked so far. Your 1 year anniversary is not with Casey.
Mm,
Your
that's
one
fair.
year anniversary is with Zane.
Oh, right. Yep. I still think she'd be really happy to see Casey. After all, like, he is her boyfriend as well. And the plans with Zane haven't, entirely, that time isn't there yet. But there's no reason not to be happy to see your other boyfriend.
That's true. That's true. Because, of course, Casey and Zane know about each other, just
Mhm.
like you know about Gray and Casey.
Exactly.
And Casey, who hasn't moved aside from kissing you, he looks very content to stay out there. In fact, pats the roof beside him and says, "Why don't you come out?"
What time did the schedule say I had to meet Zane?
It was the evening.
Okay, so yeah, then absolutely climb out on the roof with him. Yeah.
And Casey wraps an arm around your shoulders. And in a manner very diametrically opposed to Zane, who, of course, always knows what your schedule looks like and remembers what you have coming up, Casey instead asks, "So, what's on the schedule for today?"
Well, I was supposed to go get my nails done, but I had to rearrange that for, I think, yeah, I have to go let out my friend's dog. And then tonight I have, my anniversary with Zane. 1 year, I think we're at now. Yeah, 1 year on the dot. Actually, we scheduled it at that time for that place because it was actually 1 year ago at that time at that place.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie, you've told me all about it. We all know about the time he took you to the Italian restaurant, and there was something about like Lady and the Tramp and meatballs and spaghetti. I don't know. I didn't get it. It sounded kind of fucking stupid, if I'm honest. But
That's
yeah,
because you
we
fell
all know.
asleep. You fell asleep when we tried to watch the movie, and that's why you still don't get it.
Yeah, it wasn't a great movie.
Well, I mean, it's one of the earlier Disney movies. I think it's pretty great, but it was also really cute when you snored. So
You
I
sure
wasn't too
you're
mad.
you sure you're feeling all right, Ellie?
Yeah, I feel great.
Just it was a little, I don't know, weird. You said, "I think," when you brought up your anniversary dinner, like you haven't been talking about that too for weeks, and how excited you are to be celebrating 1 year with him.
Oh, you know, it's I got my days mixed up. I stayed up really late last night finishing some other homework assignments, and when you stay up super late and then it crosses over into the next day and you don't realize what day it is anymore because you only got like 3 hours of sleep. It's like that kind of like confusion. I thought today was, like Thursday, but it's actually Friday.
They really need to get you to sleep more.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm doing fine. I have a lot of stuff to do that I have to get done on certain times at certain dates. And if I don't do that, then everything gets all out of whack, and I don't want to deal with that. I have 3 planners for that reason.
I was literally about to ask, like, what would happen if I just, burned all of those and you didn't have those anymore?
I mean, if you value your life, then I wouldn't do it, yeah.
You think you could take me on?
Oh, 100%. You climb this roof all the time. All it would take, like, I don't know, grease the roof. Phew, there you go.
We'll see, Ellie. We'll see.
I think she would, like, lean into him and, like, put her head on his shoulder for a second and just, like, click her heels in the very, like schoolgirl love kind of way. Just really, like, enjoy the moment.
And as you're sitting there with Casey, you notice on the cuff of the very nice ironed button down shirt that he's wearing, there's a spot of something that looks amiss. It's a little hard to tell because it's a dark blue shirt, but it looks like he might have spilled something there. You also notice that you're starting to feel a headache coming on. It's in that stage just as it starts where you feel that tightness, where the light just feels a little bit too bright. But that's not usual for you. You go on 3 hours of sleep, maybe 4 if you're lucky, more nights than not, and you feel fine. But today, for some reason, you feel a little bit off.
Is I imagine, like, also their hands were, like, held at this point, like, when she, like, leaned in and put her head down. Is my wrist, like, close enough to that cuff of the dark spot to feel like if it's wet or not? Like, does it look like an old stain? Like,
You
oh,
could both answer that and test that out by sense, but it feels dry. It looks like it's maybe not old, but not from this morning.
okay. Uh, you know, Casey, if I were you, I would roll up your sleeves next time you, like, I don't know, climb the roof or wherever you were last wearing this shirt, because your mom's gonna kill you if she sees you stay in this shirt. And, like, there's, like, a wince as she, like, kind of, like, tilts her head away from the sunlight, trying to get, like, her hair, like, in just the right position to shield it enough to not aggravate her eyes.
And he doesn't initially notice that because he followed your gaze down to the cuff of his shirt and immediately started to roll it up to his elbow and then did the same with the other side and said, fuck, I guess I was getting coffee this morning. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Just make sure you get it in the wash or else, like, she's literally gonna chew your ass out.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, I should probably get home. See if I can sneak back in myself before she notices.
You've done it before, I think you can do it again, but till the next time I see you, I'll really miss you.
And he leans in to kiss you again. And that's the moment that he notices that there's that tension clear on your face as you're squinting a bit in the light of the morning. And he runs a finger along your cheek. You okay?
Yeah. No, I'm totally fine, totally fine. I just, like, have a little bit of a headache. I think, maybe a little bit too much coffee yesterday and not enough this morning.
I should have grabbed you a coffee.
Well, then you wouldn't be able to climb on the roof.
You doubt me?
Try it next time and we'll see. Just
All
look
right.
out for grease. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bet.
And then she would steal one last kiss before watching him leave, I think, if he was to leave immediately. Make sure he gets down okay, because now she's paranoid that she jinxed him into falling and climbing back through her window.
And he is there when you look back. He does not move until you are back inside, but he jumps down like he always does, like it's nothing.
Idiot.
And you see him running across the street to his own house, which we will get to in a moment. But before, I think we're going to pop over to Connor, who is having a very, very, very different morning.
Mm-hmm. Question for you, JD. Uh, is there a wrong side of the tracks in this town called Hemlock?
You know, there shouldn't be,
But there is.
but there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Connor is. In an apartment that is too small for him, in a bed too small for him. He is sitting at the edge of the bed, staring at his phone. After just having received a call um, from one of his jobs. It's the one that he hates the most, actually. Mostly because even on his day off, the boss still calls him in. And since he needs money, he has to go.
And with that, Connor, I think the job you hate the most is at a place affectionately known by the name that spells out the acronym that it stands for, Cosmos. It is a biotech organization. And I'm wondering what type of work Connor does there.
Connor does. Because he's not very smart. I think he does inventory. He's the one that handles the import and export of products that come into the shop. He's very good at sorting and categorizing and seeing what holes need filled.
And I think this morning you were told that a shipment had come in with supplies needed to be used by Dr. West, and that you needed to come in to organize and categorize them as quickly as possible, because you know how Dr. West is when he doesn't have access to the tools he needs.
Wow. I would have explained that there's a chart, that there's like a protocol for how they're supposed to be taken out of the truck. Everyone that works there knows the protocol. It's my day off.
And you were told that everyone else is not available or called in sick. And so they need you, Connor, to come in ASAP because this work needs to be done. And you like being in a job, don't you?
Yes, sir. So Connor gets dressed. He works uh, in the warehouse effectively, so he doesn't have to, put on a suit and tie. Uh, but it's, Dickies, boots, uh, a button up. It's got his name on it. Like you'd look like a mechanic. Um, he also has a long undershirt under it, and for travel purposes, he is pulling on one of his hoodies. Uh, it's one of the ones that like he's designed himself. Uh, it's got a little angry guy on it.
And Connor, is your partner home? Or did they leave early after perhaps sleeping on the couch last night?
I don't. I don't even think that they were there that night. Uh, Connor probably said it's best if he not be there. He can be with well, the person I'd seen in those pictures. So
And I think as you're looking at your phone, you can't help but see part of the string of texts from last night. And Riot saying, this is my place too. You can't just kick me out of my place.
Connor has not responded to any of those, um, and is in fact simply ignoring them, uh, and will continue to do so before he says something that he'll regret. Um, he also has made a habit of putting his phone down because the strong urge to just smash it to pieces has been very strong.
And I think part of what has kept you from shattering your phone becomes apparent when a text message comes through and the person who sent it asks, "Want me to grab you a coffee this morning?"
Yes, please. Strongest you can make.
And you know that when you stop in at the coffee shop on the other side of the tracks, there's going to be a drink waiting for you that the barista's not going to take any money for because he never does.
It's the one ray of sunshine and the other eye's gray sort of existence that we're in right now. So that's good.
And Well, you might not be there quite yet today, Connor, as you're still getting ready and preparing to go to the job for a shift you were not prepared to be taking. You would remember that every time you cross those tracks, it is just a little bit brighter on the other side. But not at Cosmos. All of that heaviness, that weight, comes back the moment you enter that building. But Wake and Bake Coffee Shop, that always feels the most like home that anywhere feels here.
Thanks, Luke.
And Lucian, as always, grins at you, tells you not to be a stranger.
I will do my best not to be. I may find myself with more free time.
You quitting one of the jobs?
Quitting one of the things that felt like a job.
Not gonna ask questions, but that doesn't sound great.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I move closer to all my jobs, it'll be easier. Maybe this was the hint that I needed to come to the other side of the tracks. I'm sure there's a reasonable place, someplace not too expensive over on this side, right?
Well, I mean, I have kind of been looking for a roommate.
Oh yeah. How how tall are the ceilings?
Tall enough that I don't think you need to hunch over much. It's actually right up above here, and he nods towards the ceiling.
Oh. Uh okay. How about this? I'm not supposed to be there today. So when I'm done, I can come back here and we can talk about that.
I'd like that a lot.
Okay. Um,
I've got a gig tonight, but I'm sure we can find some time in between.
okay. Sounds good. Then I will meet you back here.
I look forward to it.
Great. He will take his coffee. I'm not paying him, but I'm still gonna leave him a tip. Uh, Mostly because it's probably like a bill that Connor's drawn on. And then he'll head out.
And as we see that bill and kind of linger on it, what has Connor drawn on it?
It is a little songbird with a guitar.
And we see in the background Connor moving towards the door as he makes his way out of the coffee shop and over to the industrial medical building that is just a few blocks over. Does not fit with anything at all architecturally. We see that image on the bill start to change. That guitar shifts and twists and becomes a knife. And we see drops of blood, blood made of ink, start to drip down that bill and fill the tip container that it's sitting in. We're gonna go to check in on Scylla.
Oh boy. Yeah. Scylla is not the earliest riser, so there's probably 2 alarm clocks because she hits snooze and then throws the first one. So it is a very dinged alarm clock. The second one goes off 10 minutes after. And she just drags herself out of bed for that one. And she is in her room, and it is bright. It has these nice, vibrant turquoise walls that she painted with help from Luke and Sloan. It has almost like a garish amount of different colors. Like there are like the white end tables and dresser, but she has drawn on the sides like little flowers with like either pink paint or pink markers, whatever she got her hands on. Um, there are posters of just whatever caught her fancy, just like photography, maybe some band posters, um, artwork, most likely either that she bought or some she did herself. She's not the best drawer, so it's mostly other stuff. And she has this big, like, squishy, soft, like, violet comforter with patterns of say moths on it, moths and moons. And she just kind of like crawls out of bed, literally just kind of drags herself across the floor and just kind of wakes up for a moment. It's just like it's too early to be awake.
And there's a knock on the door, and Sloan calls out, Scylla, you awake?
I'm up. I don't want to be, but I'm up. Good morning. I love you.
Morning, Scylla. We love you too. There's pancakes downstairs.
Yay. Thank you. You're the best. I'll be right down. And she throws on her clothes. She's probably got on some like jean shorts today with different like patches on them, like knee-length jean shorts. I think what season is it outside, or is it just a lovely temperature?
It's just a lovely
Just a lovely
temperature.
temperature. Cool, cool. She throws on a t-shirt and ties like a flannel around her waist, and just hurries downstairs to get breakfast and of course, stops by to give the dogs a scritch. They have 2 dogs, Biscuits and Gravy, and she just gives them belly rubs, just like hello, and then joins her family for breakfast. Because if they've known anything, food will get Scylla moving fast in the morning.
What does Scylla enjoy most in her pancakes, if anything?
Oh, there's too many choices. She loves blueberries are very delicious because they taste bright. And then chocolate chips if it's sweet, but sometimes, but she can only have one and has to be really big because they're so filling. But if it's blueberry, she can have two. She also likes, Luke makes like this like cinnamon swirl pancakes. So those are probably her favorite because then she can have them with apples on the side from the orchard.
And it's as you're going down the stairs that you catch sight of the backyard out the window, and you're a little thrown because it's not an orchard. I mean, there are apple trees there, but it's not a full orchard.
What's there instead? It's just a small backyard with some apple trees.
It's just a small backyard. It's as many apple trees as would fit in the space, but it's not big enough for an orchard. And you remember in that moment, you have neighbors all around you. You have the Ellisons, you have the Lomaxes. They are right there, which feels strange because you remember not even being able to see your neighbors, but that must have been the dream you had last night, because
Ah.
Luke and Sloan have talked a lot about wanting to have an orchard and to get more land. It just hasn't materialized yet.
It's a tiny orchard in the backyard. I must be dreaming of the big orchard you're gonna get one day, and then the dogs can run around, and I can invite my friends. And Scylla just kind of like looks for Sloane. Sloane is this kind of very tall, butch, shortcut woman with like dark red hair, just tan skin from being outside a lot. And Scylla kind of pokes her head around the corner into the kitchen. It's just like, Sloane, did anything happen to any of my friends? I might have had a bad dream, but can you just make sure it was a bad dream? No one called and said anything happened?
And Sloane is in the process of brewing a second pot of coffee because she and Luke have already drank the first. And she glances over and looks confused. No, no one called, Scylla.
Okay.
And and she holds up the newspaper, which has the headline that reads, "Another beautiful day in Hemlock." Nothing in the paper either. If something happened, we would have been told.
I guess I just had a bad dream. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know, I felt really sad and scared, so I'm glad I don't remember what it was.
It's not like you to have a bad dream,
I
Scylla.
know. That's weird. Maybe whatever I ate last night gave me a bad dream. Did we eat something different last night?
Well, you did eat 5 different types of popcorn.
Yes.
You
Oh,
wanted to
maybe.
see if the one with the cayenne worked well with the maple, worked well with the
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah, I thought they did. I guess they didn't. Okay. Don't do that combo again. Got it.
But everything's fine. Everyone's fine. Luke's out back doing some work.
Are there apples?
There are always apples, Scylla.
Thank you. So just kind of like sits like crisscross applesauce in the chair and just like takes a very big bite of an apple, just unhinges her jaw a little bit, just so she can just get like half the apple and just crunches very loudly. Just very happily chews the apple. And checks her phone to see if her friends texted her and just types in the group chat, "Good morning, I love you," and sends it to her friends.
I legitimately hate to ask this question, but
Yeah,
who
you
is
should.
in that chat?
I would imagine her friends, Connor and Ellie and Mara, because here Mara is obviously her friend, and Lucian, and do I know Vivalen?
You don't. No.
Okay, then there's not that name in the chat. Um, Bridget, if I know that name.
You know that
On
name.
Onyx. Yeah, that's probably.
The shade on that was so beautiful. That
They can be
oh,
in the
that
friend
was
list when they make up for their shit.
that was incredible.
Iconic.
just the silence, just yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Um, so then, okay, if there's a group chat, uh, you might have just gotten like angry text message from Connor, no explanation. There were no further responses. Just just a scream. There was just a gif of him angry screaming. That seems accurate. That seems appropriate.
3 hug emojis, 2 heart emojis.
I think Mara's only contribution to the group chat ever is a lowercase LOL. To like anything.
God, that's
The
so
occasional
kidding.
K, but only K.
Yeah.
A thumbs up react if you guys are making plans.
We never know if Mara's actually going to show up, but the thumbs up is like, we got a 50-50 chance.
Right. There's an opportunity.
Wait, what was the text?
Good morning, I love you.
Oh my god. Fuck. Oh my god.
You forgot the morning. I love you, Ellie.
No, I'm just like blown away by how adorable Stella is at all times, every day of my life. And I'm just like really fighting every urge I am to be mad at you already, JD, because I know you're gonna hurt her and I don't like this. I think absolutely a super like enthusiastic response of good morning, like with like 4 exclamation points. It is not in all caps. I just feel like I need to express that. It is excitement in the way a normal person expresses excitement, but with 4 exclamation points. It is properly punctual, grammatically correct, and punctualized. Because Ellie types like a normal person. I don't.
Yeah. Scylla's just very happy to see that, though, with Connor. She's just like, oh, Sloan, I think Connor had to go into work again. Maybe that's why I had a bad dream.
That could be it. When that boy is upset, it's kind of like a cloud hangs over this town.
I know, and he shouldn't be upset. It's his day off. They need to be nicer to him. No one else is going to do their shit job if he doesn't.
Yeah, those those scientists over there. And she pauses and takes a sip of the black cup of coffee she's drinking. The scientists over there suck.
Yeah, they have probably worth several Sloan words that you're not allowed to say because Luke told you not to.
Right. So you know how to fill in those blanks and everything that I'm not saying right now.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you could meet up with Connor on his lunch break.
Yeah, I could bring him some. I could get a sandwich. I could go. Yes, I could bring him lunch. I could bring him an apple. And yes, I have to. Which sandwich I should bring him? Yes, that's a great idea. Thank you.
And before you go off to do that, Here's a package for you. Over by your pancakes, which you should also eat before you
Yes.
go.
Yes, of course. I will eat I will eat the whole pancakes. I will eat definitely one, hopefully two.
They're chocolate chip today.
Thank you. So just one today. So Scylla will go over and just start chomping down on her pancake, but also just kind of poke at this box of like, what is this? What's it? Who's it from?
There's not a return address. It just has your name and the house you live in with Luke and Sloan.
That's weird. I don't think that's how the mail works, but okay. So I'll just kind of opens it just to be like, oh, is it a secret admirer? I've never had one of those.
When you poke it, it tinkles a bit. And when you open it,
Hmm.
it's a wind chime.
Is it?
And at the bottom, there are crystalline moths.
Mm-hmm.
How does Scylla feel seeing that?
Her first words are just like, oh, it's so pretty. And then I just think she kind of like freezes. Cause like there's something, it's supposed to mean something, but it's not coming to her. And maybe because it's not coming to her that she's feeling this sudden like pit in her stomach. So, um, is there a note in the box?
There is just a small piece of paper, almost like someone tore a piece of paper, not even in half, in like quarters. And it just says, for you, in all capital letters, and a smiley face.
Sloan, is this a secret admirer note? I've never had one before. Is this what they look like?
And in that moment, Scylla, it catches you off guard because first you don't hear a response from Sloan. And so you look, and Sloan is no longer standing there, but you didn't hear her leave. You didn't hear any doors open and close. And the house feels way too quiet and way too large. We're going to come back to Scylla in a few moments. But
Great!
before then, we're going to join Mara if Harp's internet lets us.
Sorry. It's been pretty good. I think it'll be fine.
Where do we find Mara?
We find Mara in the bedroom of like a pretty decently spacious 2-bedroom apartment. I think it's clear that she hasn't had a lot of sleep. But she's up before her alarm goes off. And when it goes off, just like calmly taps the phone. She has like a half smile on her face. I think she's um looking forward to the day. There's papers all around the bottom of her room, along the floor. There's like folders, and she just grabs one because she knows she'll need it for the day, and then realizes she has to cover up the telescope on the porch before anything starts, and that she forgot to do that last night. So, okay, my bad. I think she goes out and makes a little bit of breakfast for herself.
And I think you find that your roommate has actually somehow already made breakfast for the both of you, as well as coffee. And you just know from the time that you two have lived together that this means that she has not yet slept at all. Like, this was definitely I just pulled an all nighter and I've just moved into pretending that I'm not running on 0 hours of sleep and that I am ready to face this day.
Hey, I Bridget, what the fuck?
And she turns. There is a cup of coffee in one hand, an energy drink in the other. You're not sure if they might have combined them at some point. And just looks at you and says, what do you mean? What? That
You're
I
gonna
make
die.
today? I like it was what?
Bridget, do you think I'm fucking stupid? Like, actually, do you think I'm fucking stupid?
Are you just making a pronouncement of my death in general? Because like we're all gonna die.
Okay, yeah, very funny. Anyways, why didn't you sleep?
Because I had a deadline and I was dealing with writer's block and I needed to get the piece to the editor in time for the paper to go out this morning. You know how hard it is to get an internship there, Mara.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. Do what you will, but like, thanks for the breakfast, I guess. I don't know.
Mara, are you worried about me?
No, I'm actually like kind of annoyed by you right now. Um, like, I don't know. We've just like had this conversation before, I feel like. And then, I don't know, you get mad at me when I stay up for like doing my shit. So I just feel like it's a bit of a like double standard, I guess.
I mean, I think every time we get to this point, we talk about how the next time we're both going to understand that neither one of us is great at getting enough sleep and that we both really want the other to take better care of themselves.
Fuck off. Hey, sorry, actually. I don't I don't know what that was. Um yeah, I'm really sorry. That was weird.
Are you sure you got enough sleep last night?
I don't know. I actually feel kind of weird today. Um but yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I don't know. I'm just stressed, I guess, for some reason. Um
Do you think
but
it's because it's your injection day?
I I don't maybe I don't know. I just listen, your hands are going to be shaky because you've drank like fucking 20 gallons of caffeine this morning. So, um, I'll be good.
Okay, so counterpoint, I haven't. I just opened this energy drink. I have not had any others, and I haven't had a cup of coffee since at least. And they look down at their watch like 4 a.m. So what I'm saying is my
Could you help
hands are
me?
going to be fine.
Yeah, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, of course I can help, Mara.
Thanks. I just thank you. I just hate the shit. It would suck to do it alone. So thank you.
Yeah, don't mention it. I'm I'm happy to be there for emotional support or to do it if you need me to.
Thank you. And I think like during slash after like that happens, Maya's like pretty quiet. And then I think after everything's done, just do you feel weird today?
I mean, we did establish I haven't slept.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I feel weird and anxious and bad still. Like I don't I'm scared of something, but I don't know what it is. And like all that shit, but like I also can't help but feel like this is the best day I've ever had. And it's not even that good. I don't know. But yesterday was better than today, right?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
aside from having to be up all night, I thought yesterday was great. I had some good classes. We watched a movie. It was good.
yeah. Um yeah. I mean you're right. I don't know what I don't know what's up with me, I guess. But I have to I have a meeting with Dr. Hall just for like update on lab stuff, but after that I'll get back and you will be in bed getting enough sleep. And then after that we can I don't know, watch some dumb shit if you want.
And Bridget laughs a bit and salutes to you and says, "Yes, ma'am."
Cool. Um I should really go. I was late yesterday. Thank you
And
again.
and Mara, you and Bridget say your goodbyes to each other, and you're almost at the door when you hear Bridget's phone ding and hear them inhale sharply.
Are you okay? What's up?
Holy fuck, Mara, are you like, I don't know, are you like psychic or something?
What?
They found a body.
What?
They found a fucking body.
Where?
We're gonna cut away perfectly with that. And we're gonna follow Casey as he leaves Ellie's house and goes to sneak back into his own through the bedroom window. What does that house look like, Theo?
Theo's house. Theo's house is the perfect suburban house. It is 2 stories in white ivy placard that someone can climb up to get to their room. Uh, Single car garage. The front yard is always decorated immaculately to the HOA standards, but with just enough flair to always be competitive in the Lawn of the Year uh, awards that happened for the local magazine at Hemlock. Um, Inside, it's a just traditional American home. There's a big kitchen, open concept. TVs and pictures litter the entire home, showing baby pictures and Casey growing up through all the years and his various awards and trophies, and a proud mother. And you always see pictures of just the two of them mostly. If there's ever anyone else who's standing there, they're always cropped out just enough. Be they someone who's a little taller than Casey and holding just very tight, or another person who maybe is standing next to Theo, all just cropped to make sure it's just her and her boy.
Because why? Why would it need to be anyone else?
It's always just been us.
Are you waiting for Casey?
Of course I am. I know where my boy is always. What type of mother do you think I am? Casey, where have you been?
I don't know, Mom. You always know where I am.
How many times have I had to say this? I need you to know that I need to know you're not lying to me. So, did you have fun? Did you have a good time?
Mom, I was just across the street saying good morning to my girlfriend.
I was going to say does she know everything? Is this all true, or does she know that something else has gone on? Or would you like me to roll to pierce the mask?
I would love for you to roll to pierce the mask. We have not had a dice roll yet tonight. Let's do it.
So, that's what I'm here for. Last time I rolled to pierce the mask, I rolled double ones. So, let's see if my dice luck carries me through. My playbook, because I haven't changed my labels, believe comes with a -1 to mundane, which is the pierce the mask one. So here we go. No whammies. That is an 8 -1 is a 7. So I believe that's mixed success.
That, I believe, allows you to ask one question. And I will let you choose one of the ones on the list. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? Or how could I gain, well, you have influence over Casey. You don't need influence over Casey. Or whatever question you want to ask, if it does not fall into one of those.
He's rolled up his sleeves, right?
Yep.
Okay. What are you really planning? Or what have you already done? Not the girl next door.
I have to mute because Steph is cackling.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
Look, Casey's saving himself for marriage, and Theo knows that.
Of course he is, because he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a good
Amen.
boy.
In what world?
In this one,
My
clearly.
Are you
Pookie.
sure?
Excuse me, my Pookie is so well behaved.
All right,
What are you
Theos.
really planning, Casey?
What you pick up as you're studying him is, as you said, first of all, those sleeves being rolled up. That, could be a choice of fashion statement, but he's usually pretty good at making sure he comes back to the house without a hair out of place. So this is unusual. And more than that, you can see that he's a little rattled. So he didn't lie. He was just over at Ellie's. But you also check his room, and he definitely was not sleeping there all night last night.
Cool.
Something happened that he doesn't want to admit.
You know I despise wrinkles. You look like some bohemian beatnik. Go unfurl your sleeves.
And he goes to leave the room.
Oh, this sucks. Cuz Theo is going to point at the door to try and shut it and then pull a finger back when the door doesn't shut. Um and then she shakes her head and goes, "Casey, don't you dare walk away from your mother." Does he keep going?
No, he absolutely freezes and looks back. You I was just going to get in front of a mirror to make sure I smoothed everything out. What's up, Mom?
You're hiding things from me. And I thought we've been over this. It's baby, it's you and me. And when you talked about your special friend, and I said okay, and we talked about this, and then you talked about your other friends, and we talked about it, and it was okay, and I have always been at on your side, doing whatever I can to give you a better life. So why are you stonewalling me? I have always been there.
I didn't want you to get mad.
My boy takes off glasses, cups his cheek. You know I only get mad when you hide things from me. I'm always in your corner. My boy. Tell mama what happened. Gives like a little peck on the cheek.
I I saw I saw something happen last night.
Well,
I don't want to get blamed for it cuz I didn't fucking do it.
it's okay. Whatever you whatever happened, we can deal with it. But what do you mean you saw something? Nothing ever happens in Hemlock.
I know. That was why look, I snuck out to meet Gray at the playground. like we do sometimes.
Yes.
And we were heading back, and all of the streetlights started to go out.
Streetlights.
Yeah, it was like the bulbs just exploded one by one, except like they didn't explode. Like they sparked, and it seemed like they should, but instead it was like a vibration hit them and they went out. And the problem was we weren't the only ones. Okay, okay, I know it was shitty, but like we might have played a prank on someone.
Oh, so juvenile, but what? I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Boys will be boys. What? So what? You played a prank. That happens. You're youthful, right?
I mean, we kind of left him tied up, and then the darkness came, and uh and so we fucking ran. But mom, I heard him screaming, and I tried to go back to help him. I did. I tried to go back.
You saved yourself. You did the right thing. I'm. This isn't just some power company failure. Municipal issue. You're serious.
Of course I'm serious. I wouldn't lie to you. I didn't want to tell you about this. I wouldn't lie to you about it, Mom.
No, of course. I know you. You don't lie to me, baby. Rose, the player, wants to ask who it was. Theo, Theo, the character, does not give a shit. Um, so I think that um, how quickly was the news of the body being reported? Was that very quick to go through?
So it's interesting, Theo, like as you are reflecting on what Casey just said and thinking about the fact that nothing bad ever happens in Hemlock. It's the safest community there is. I'm imagining, because this is Theo, that she probably brought the newspaper up with her
Of
and
course.
had been kind of glancing through that as she waited for Casey. And as you glance back down to where that's resting on Casey's bed, you see that the headline is no longer "Another Beautiful Day," but instead "Body Found on Playground." And the picture is of a curly haired young man who you would know as Noah. And we are going to take our break right there.
Let's fucking go.
Don't go anywhere. In 10 minutes, the horrors will return.
my book club, and I will tell everybody here who is the 12 people watching, everybody should read I Was a Teenage Slasher, because if you've ever thought about what it's like to like really see what, I'm not going to say that, that's bad. I was Elsie can't say that. I can't be like that. I'm going to
On
say it
live
because
television?
online television, live television. Online television. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, I think I want to know what true love sounds like, and then you're like, let me read this book, and you're like, yeah.
The book I Was a
On the-
Teenage
on the-
Slasher?
Yeah, it's told from the point of view of the slasher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But the funny thing is like there isn't actually any love interest, so like it's like,
So it's unrequited love.
no, that's not what I meant. I meant like there's no intended love interest. It's just like feelings, mental processes that are explored.
This sounds
That's
horrifying.
called love, Elsie.
Yeah,
Feelings
but
and mental
it's like,
processes.
I was gonna say obsession, but okay.
yeah, that's stuff is yeah,
Hot.
right. It was a good book. I liked it. I think you will too.
I feel like it is a very telling book, and I appreciate that you have given us many images of sections from that, especially the ones about the final girl.
I think about it a lot. And then I watched Scream, and I was like, I think about the mistakes I've made a lot. This last week has been real rough.
I'm concerned that
Are
it was
you not?
Scream?
The parallels
Right.
here,
Not in real life, in games.
not in real life. Ugh.
Okay, I was getting a little worried because it was like, what's
I'm
parallel
good.
like Scream in your real life?
Nothing. I had to think about it. Oh yeah, she's doing
Just
the
exploded!
flute. I don't think you can see it on
I
stream.
can't, I can. I just sort of walk over,
Yep. Hi, BB.
corky butt.
Buddy.
I don't know what she's doing. What are you doing?
I got distracted by Ray. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Oh, here she comes. Stay away from me.
Why would you tell her that?
Because she'll jump up and try to make it onto the chair arm and miss, and then it grabs my arm, and it's not fun for me.
Okay, that's fair.
And I can't hear her coming because of the headphones.
You good, man?
All right, we're gonna now, with that mention of that lovely book review, we're going to jump back in. We're going to start up about an hour after the news broke about Noah's body being found. And of course, in a town like this, everything was canceled. All businesses were closed. Even Cosmos did not continue operations as usual, meaning that Connor was released and not forced to go in to a job that he should not have been called into to begin with. Instead, everyone has been told to go to the town hall for a meeting.
So Sloane reappeared and told me?
Luke appeared and told you. And those of you who are parents and or are with guardians are certainly accompanied on this. Those of you who would be coming alone are able to do so, or to come along with a roommate. But it is urgent in a way that it never has been. I mean, there are some occasional town meetings, of course, but they're planned. They're not emergency ones, and they're never anything like this where everything else closed out. I like how everyone's animals have decided that now is the time to harass them.
Hey, Scrambles, fuck you.
So mean,
Scrambles.
Elsie.
I have a blood feud with Scrambles.
Nancy, get down.
So many blood feuds.
So many blood feuds. I piss off a lot of people.
And
Can't
cats,
imagine why.
apparently. Yeah. So my first question is, do you all attend?
For sure. Well, I do.
Absolutely.
My friends are gonna be there. I'm gonna shove that wind chime and note in a backpack and go. But yeah,
So you're bringing your moths.
yeah, they're in a backpack. They're folded up so they don't jingle everywhere. But yeah, I'll show my friends. Be like, is this a secret admirer gift? I don't know. It's a little weird.
Good to know.
I don't like that. Okay.
Connor and Mara, will you be there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there. Freya. Okay, right now, not the time. I love you so much. I love you so much.
So sweet. Oh. Purr captured live on my.
We got it! We got it!
Oh, that was so loud.
Oh my god!
No. Holy shit.
She's rubbing up against the mic.
Oh.
Man,
Um,
I'm in the middle of something.
yeah, I think Mara would be there. I think her and Bridget would probably go together, even though I think Mara wanted to stay home, but I think Bridget dragged her there.
I think that is fair. Bridget definitely wanted to be there because, well, this is going to be the next big news. It already is the next big news, so they don't want to miss anything else that might be coming. And that is the attitude that she's going into this with. There is perhaps a little bit less concern for the fact that a life has been lost and more of a I don't want to miss a single detail.
I think Mara would like her push to stay home would be because she's scared, and I think that that's that. But she'd follow Bridget.
And so you all arrive at the town hall and you see various people milling about, some faces that are familiar. Riot is there, standing in the back, arms crossed.
Going to ignore him. I think I think I'm next to Lucian.
I think that makes sense. And I would also imagine that when Scylla filters in, she ends up on your other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, since Luke and Sloan know where I am, and I'm with Connor. And Scylla just kind of it's like, I was gonna bring you a sandwich, but then this happened, so I rolled up like a chocolate chip pancake in the foil if you would like it. Would you like a hug?
Thanks, Scylla, yeah.
Eek hug.
And he will hug back. Normal amount of strength, of course.
Of course.
Mhm.
Hi, Lucian.
Lucian waves.
Scylla.
Yeah.
I need you to let me know if Riot starts making his way over here.
Yes, I'm on it. Do you
Okay.
want me to bite him if he comes too close?
No, I've got it.
Okay. I
She's
will-
Anki.
Mhm.
She big mad. If you need it, just say the word and I can jump. But I will not jump. But I will keep my eye on him.
No, knowing him, he would just turn it into a victim thing.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of insensitive. Someone actually died today.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it past him. So
Ooh. Yikes. I will not let him get close, and I will warn you if he is.
thank you, Scylla.
Of course.
And I am imagining that Theo, first of all, chooses kind of a prime seat to be in, and
Oh, yeah.
Casey, who has changed his shirt, is sitting there dutifully beside her.
Yep, I think it's she looks very matronly, very much like in a way that she thinks she's the pillar of the community. And so it's definitely a prime seat. It's the Lomax seat.
That absolutely tracks. And Gray keeps their distance. They, I imagine, sit the row behind.
I think like there's there because she has her sunglasses on because of course she's in mourning as well, but there's just a lowered like look, and then I'm sure if Casey looks up to her for permission, there's just an eye roll and a nod, and then she turns her attention and will talk to some of the other concerned parents, nodding and looking very official.
And Casey will take that opportunity to kind of yeah, it's Casey. He vaults over the bench to slide into the bench that Gray is sitting on.
And did you know Casey got a silver medal in gymnastics? Now, I understand that they give medals to all the 7-year-olds, but truly it was very impressive.
Oh my god. Boo.
Who said that? I'll kill you.
right, right behind them, Mara just leans over to Bridget. Can we switch seats?
Yeah, I would like to be anywhere other than here.
Yeah.
And Ellie, you do indeed see your boyfriend of 1 year today.
Today, yeah.
He of the chiseled cheekbones.
My perfect lesbian boyfriend.
You're lesbian.
And of course, he immediately comes over and gives you a hug and pulls you in for a very sweet, gentle kiss. Chaste enough, though, for public.
Leaving room for Jesus in this kiss, obviously.
Always.
Disgusting.
Let me kiss my boyfriend, Kale. Never kissed this many people in one episode.
Going for a record.
Yeah.
There's still more time. There's so many more people to kiss.
Gray's next. I think she's like a little like jostled by all of this. Like already the headache like probably has gotten like a little worse. And I think when he approaches her and she approaches, like they meet halfway, there's like I think she falters a little bit and stumbles, like just like as she gets to him and like grips onto his arm and then they kiss. and then just looks up and like I don't know why I wanted to apologize. I was about to apologize. I'm not. I am sorry that this is happening, but I don't. I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything tonight. Like
And babies.
they're playing. I'm sorry.
Zane cups your face between his hands and leans down to press his forehead to yours. Hey, it's fine, Ellie. Don't worry about it. We can celebrate another night, but are you okay?
Yeah, of course I'm okay. I've got like a little bit of a headache, but it's whatever. It's really not a big deal. Not this. I'm way more concerned about this. This is crazy. This is super sad and super unheard of here, and I am kind of a little bit freaked out actually. Um, I so what do we do from here? Like I guess that's what the town hall meeting is for. Never mind. Um, are you okay?
Of course, I mean, I'm as fine as anyone could be given the situation, but it is scary, isn't it? That something like this could happen here.
Exactly. Like I don't think something like this has ever happened here. Not as long as I've been around, you know? My parents never said anything about it.
And even in that moment, you can hear some talking from the parents. I imagine Theo and Sloan and Luke and your parents, Ellie, are all kind of clustered together. It feels like there should be more parents, but there aren't. And you're not even sure who says it. It's almost like it's just what's meant to be said, but someone brings up the fact that there has never been an incident like this that has happened in Hemlock. There has been no murder. You even hear someone say, there has been no death, which is a strange thing to say.
That is a really weird thing to say. Is that something that the character, would register as weird, or is that just like a weird thing to say in general? If I've lived here forever.
I think you all would hear this. It's almost like it's a whisper that drifts through the entire room, and you can't even pinpoint who said it. And it feels strange because, I mean, Bridget said it earlier, we all die. And now someone is making the claim that no one in Hemlock has ever died, that death is not something that touches here.
I think Ellie would like kind of like narrow her eyes and think about that for a second and wonder if it was just she was mishearing because of the headache. But I don't think that it's something that she would want to linger on because today was supposed to be so good. The sadness of and horror of someone like dying, I think she's way more focused on like emotionally and connecting with that. And with like Zane being right next to her. So I think it's something she brushes off, but it itches like the back of her brain and like weird, but maybe I'm imagining things.
And I want to ask in these moments, right before the mayor of the town is set to stand up and speak, what is going through each of your characters' minds?
Uh, think Connor selfishly thinks, okay, maybe the rest of the town will know what it feels like to have a gray day.
I think that is a fair thought for Connor to have.
I think Ellie is constantly wondering if like she's coming down with something and how that would be so shitty if she couldn't like have a good anniversary in her own selfish way with Zane, but simultaneously pushing that aside, like burrowing down her own feelings of like feeling like she's wants to go lay down, and needs to pay attention here to wonder who could have done this and how could this have happened here and nothing bad ever happens here, and that like sinking like really stomach turning feeling of like suspicion of I haven't seen anybody new in town, what if it's one of us?
And I think it also occurs to you in those moments, Ellie, as you're having that thought of maybe I will need to go lay down, maybe I'll be feeling too sick to go on my anniversary date. No one gets sick here. You can't remember a time that you've been sick. You can't think of a time that Zane or Casey or your parents or Milo has been sick.
That is weird. That's really weird. Maybe I'm the first.
Strange that it would coincide this way.
Yeah. Did they in the article like say what killed this person, or is just say just dead body found?
It was written in a way that, in a lot of ways, would not be surprising, in that there are sprinklings of details, but not enough details. There are the pieces that, of course, whatever makes up the law and order in this town, and you're also realizing you don't think there's a police department here.
What kind of town doesn't
But
have a police department?
a town that has no crime.
Okay, yeah, fair. Okay. Um,
But it's sparse. It says that the body was found at the playground, and it says that a strange event involving the surrounding streets and power outages happened at the same time. But it does not describe what specifically happened to the person.
okay. So now she's wondering with that anxiety is this going to happen to me next? Why am I getting sick? And also, JD, question for, me, is Milo there? My bestie there?
That's a very valid question. Milo is there. You did not initially see him because Zane approached you first, and Milo very respectfully gave you those moments. But as you're kind of like trying to peer a little bit around Zane and his very tall self, you would see that Milo is sitting there with his parents and he waves to you.
I
It's a
will,
somber wave, but
yeah,
it's a wave nonetheless.
respectful wave. I will also respectful, like, kind of like wave back, like little hey.
And so, Ellie, you are wondering about your own health and how these events may be coinciding. What about Scylla? What's going through your head?
Well, Scylla already had a little bit of a weird morning, and then suddenly a murder happened, and murders don't happen here. So she's pretty anxious and on edge. She's, of course, positioned herself in a way that Riot can't approach Connor without um, going through Scylla, but also she's kind of like scanning the room to look if anyone seems out of place, if there's someone new, but surely they know that. If any of the scientists that work at Cosmos are there, because they'd be in their uniform, surely, because work was canceled suddenly. She's just feeling very anxious and unsettled and just feeling like that wind chime in her backpack is like a weight and feeling like if she keeps poking at it, she's going to be upset and she doesn't know why. But also, the murder is upsetting, and shouldn't that take precedence? But she is very much trying to see what's out of place in the room.
You know, I think because you specifically said that, why not have our second roll of the night? I would like you to roll with Superior to assess the situation.
Oh boy, what's my superior? Not good. Not good. Surprise. With my -1, that's a 3.
Incredible. Mark potential.
Yeah. Fuck my life. Yay, potential. Yep,
Scylla,
2 2s.
you are looking around, and I think in this instance, you are distracted because every time you try to look around and see what might be out of place, you realize you're looking away from Riot. And you did promise that you would make sure that he was not able to approach Connor. So you keep pulling your attention back. And that means that even though there are some things that are unsettling, some moments where you look and it seems like there's someone standing there and then they're not, but that might be because you looked away for a moment. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of people in here, but you seem to think it's normal, just chaotic.
Does the name, out of curiosity, does the name Zeph mean anything to me?
That's interesting.
Is it? It's our other friend.
You notice yourself have that name kind of flicker into your awareness. And there's a moment where you remember a face with a featureless mask on it. And then that image is gone as quickly as it appeared. And you're left wondering, was that a part of my nightmare last night?
That makes sense. Must have been the nightmare.
How about Mara? What's going through her head as the mayor prepares to make his speech?
I think that it's a little similar to Ellie in the sense that she's hearing everybody like, nobody's ever died here. And Mara's like, well, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, old people live here, right? If nobody else, right? I mean, it's just like checks out. And then I think she thinks through it and realizes that she can't remember anybody ever dying here. And like, just starts to slow, just, hey, Bridge,
Yeah.
can you remember anybody dying?
And like you can see that Bridget just wants to say, like, yeah, of course, because that's like a normal thing to say in response to that. And then stops and starts to shake her head, but then says, that's not possible. Um, you know what? We have death records. I we have to have we must have death records somewhere. Maybe I can use my internship to get access to them.
Okay. And I do not think she is comforted by this at all. I think she continues to think about this until the mayor starts speaking.
And Bridget like wants to offer some comfort, but also is not sure what will be comforting, and so just like gently bumps their shoulder against yours in as much of a display of affection as she can.
Uh, I don't think Mara like really responds to it, but doesn't like not respond to it either, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense. Last but not least, we have Mama Theo. What is she thinking after the morning she's had with Casey already and then this news breaking out?
I think she is wanting Casey to enjoy as much time as he can and is just trying to. I think she's just repeating her own denial about Casey not being involved and not being there, just saying everything is fine. Just as if someone, as if she was paranoid that someone was reading her mind. So she just keeps repeating, everything's fine. Nothing bad ever happens in Hemlock.
I think that I might like Mama Theo to also roll to assess the situation.
I would sure love to. Is that also mundane?
That is superior.
Hey, hey, I think that's a +1 for my playbook. No whammies, no whammies. Some whammies. Um, that's a 5 + 1 for a 6, and let me double check that it's not +2 in superior real quick. There you are. There we go. Sorry. The
No
legacy,
worries.
Nova. Oh, superior is +0 actually. So technically, I did worse. I got a 5, baby.
And so I think what actually happens there, Theo, and it tracks and makes sense, is, you know, first of all, mark potential. Wild if you manage to guest star and manage to get an advancement. That would be hilarious. So it isn't that you're getting distracted in the way that Scylla was. It's that you keep trying to listen in and trying to listen in the wrong way.
Interesting.
You're so used to being able, well, part of you is so used to being able to know everything to an overwhelming degree. And instead, now there is silence in the way you would usually hear. There are people speaking all around you, but you're not listening to that because you know what is actually important to hear is what's going on inside. And it doesn't make sense because this is the second time today you have acted as though you have the ability to do things that you know people don't have the ability to do.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is more than a little unnerving for someone who was so used to being in perfect and complete control.
I think that in a way that parents tend to do when they feel like they don't have control is she sees Casey probably making um, a louder joke than usual or some sort of thing, and she snaps and like brings him back to her side, and she just grabs his hand, and to the outward eye it might look like a parent trying to wrangle their uncontrollable child, but I think she's holding on as a lifeline because things don't make sense and everything makes sense in Theo's world. Uh, but things make more sense when she's holding Casey's hand.
And to anyone watching, if anyone is watching, Casey's reaction might seem almost surprising because there is no rebellion. There is no pushing back on looking annoyed that he was just treated like a child, even though he's an adult, and was taken away from his partner. But he turns his full attention to Theo, not in an overt way, not in a way that would undermine her authority, but there is a very clear sense of, especially from Theo, Casey being there to try and calm you down, to offer that comfort and support like he always has.
I don't know if he already does, but if he doesn't, would love for Casey to now have influence over Theo. Um, so that can be mutual. But I think that Theo very visibly relaxes and just starts filling Casey in on everything else that she's heard, which is mindless chatter. Um, yeah. Yeah.
And that, I think, is the moment that a familiar figure steps up with the graying hair at his temples,
Yeah.
ready to give the speech. Because, of course, this is Mayor Foxglove. Except before he can speak, he almost glitches. Something shifts and changes. And you see, almost superimposed on him, another figure standing there. A figure that every one of your minds initially supplies the name the King to. A younger, compared to Foxglove, handsome man who your mind says, oh, that's Mayor Atlas. That's who's in charge here. And the thing is that overlapping of images doesn't stop. It, if it were in animated form, it might look something like the mayor in The Nightmare Before Christmas. A face that moves and changes. But instead, it's more like half and half.
Ugh. Two-Face.
And even the voice, as it comes out, is a mixture of both, informing you that there has been a tragic event in this safe community, in this place where nothing bad ever happens. But not to worry. They have a plan and everything will be safe. A curfew is being instituted to make certain that no kids are out late. And kids is emphasized, even though no one in this room is under the age of 18. They talk about the fact that they will essentially have a neighborhood watch, ensuring that the streets remain safe at night, and that they will get to the bottom of what happened. But they believe this is an isolated incident. And he/they, since there are, of course, two of them speaking in this moment, are just at around the point where anyone who has heard a speech knows we're going to open things up for questions. When there is the sound of a motorcycle engine revving right outside in a way that is clearly designed to be as disruptive as possible. The mayor stops talking, glances towards the door, and I'm just curious, does anyone move to do anything before the door opens?
Theo puts an arm around Casey and steps in front.
Scylla
that-
is now making sure she's between Connor and Lucian and the door and Riot. Just because what the fuck is this shit?
Connor's just sort of looming over Lucian and Scylla, like ready to grab them at a moment's notice. And also probably was looking out for Ellie and Mara.
I think Mara's frozen. I don't think Mara moves.
Um, No, Mara, do something.
No, that's
Fucking
Ellie.
God, I love Mara so much. Oh my God. Ellie, I think, takes a step back from Zane, like not too far, just like enough to pull away to like peer at or towards the door where the sound came from. To like, and is doing her best to like not lean on him as much for support, physically, not emotionally, but maybe both at this point.
And he does still keep an arm around you, protectively and supportively. But if you do kind of try to step further away, he doesn't pursue. He gives you that space. And there is just a silence in this room as heavy footsteps, likely because the person is wearing boots, approach. The door is pushed open, and a figure decked from head to toe, well, more throat to toe, in black leather, walks in. They are still wearing the motorcycle helmet that they had on to ride over, and it is blue with black tendrils of shadow moving across it. And the figure pulls off the helmet, shakes out their shaggy red hair, and Onyx is standing there with all eyes on them. And what feels strange in this moment is none of you remember the last time you saw them. They were on your text message group chat chain, but when you think back on it, they haven't responded in a long time. In fact, you don't think they ever responded. It's almost like they just got into town, but you know them. And indeed, it's not a surprise when, rather than speaking out loud, they sign greetings and salutations and go to take a seat in the back. The mayor essentially freezes. And then goes right back into what was being said and opens the floor for questions from the concerned community.
What time is curfew?
7 p.m., right before dusk.
Are exceptions made for people who have jobs?
For the moment, we will not be having evening shifts. This is to ensure your safety.
I think instead of initially speaking up for the question, Ellie would give Zane's hand like a last squeeze and then like slowly like move towards Onyx or the where they sat and like take a seat next to them and then kind of just like try to process that they haven't responded to anything and why that is also weird. And then sign like, where have you been?
And they just sign back around in a real casual sort of way. Like, not in an I'm being evasive, but in like, I see this as a complete answer.
To the best of her ability in simple sign language would then follow up with now's probably not the best time to just be around. Maybe specifics are better given everything.
They sign back. You interrogating me, Ellie Ellison?
I think she absolutely rolls her eyes at that, glances back at Zane, glances over to Gray, and then up front to Casey. and sighs and goes, the next time someone asks me that, I'm going to punch them in the face. I just want to know you're safe.
And they sign back, I know how to take care of myself, but thanks.
We've never had to take care of ourselves before.
Some of us have. And I think they look pointedly towards Connor as well when they say that.
When she said that, she meant like dying and death, not take care of ourselves as in, everyday living. But that's fair. And then another question of, you're not scared?
And there is a long pause before they sign. Of course I am. They're going to think I did it.
Not if you say something other than around, an alibi, anything. It's not like we have text receipts.
Was that a dig because I didn't respond to the group chat?
A little. Even Mara says LOL or thumbs up every once in a while.
Okay, last time she said K to like 5 different things.
She still responded.
I was out of service.
Out of service and around. Yeah, that's I don't want you to get in trouble.
And Onyx takes that in, nods, signs back. I'll be fine, Ellie. Besides, I know I've got a hero to protect me. And elbows you in the side.
What does that mean for me, JD?
You know, that's a really, really great question.
Can I?
It's a weird statement to make.
Yeah. Does Pierce the Mask work for this situation?
I'll let you roll it. I'll let
Okay,
you roll anything for anything.
that's true. Because you know me. Where did I put my cheat? Where's it at?
So, Pierce the
Castings.
Mask is
Yeah,
with Mundane.
No, I had my sheet open. I just don't remember which tab it's in.
Oh.
That's fair.
R.I.P.
I
All
found
the
it.
million
Okay.
tabs.
Shut up. Don't fucking. I need my tabs.
I don't
the
think you
same way.
do.
I do. What if I forget what I was looking for? All
You're
right.
gonna forget anyway.
Look, whoever changed my name to Nerd, your mom's a hoe. All right. This is rolling with Mundane. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so glad I shifted my fucking roll. Let's go. That is a 7.
Okay. That is still one question.
Okay.
And it can be one from the list, or it can be a question of your choosing.
Why? Yeah. But what does he mean by that? Or what do they mean by that? That's my question. 100%.
Their meaning is multi-layered. And you don't know if it's that their meaning is multi-layered or that your understanding of it is multi-layered. Because they seem to just be saying they know that you have their back, but they're saying it in a real weird way.
Yeah.
And that word hero sticks with you. And I do think you notice there is a heavier emphasis as they're signing it than there is on other words. And that makes something in your brain start to itch. Because you can almost remember having conversations with Onyx that spoke about topics of heroes and villains. Not just with Onyx. Why was that something you talked about that much? There was another with Zane, too. It's been a common topic, in fact. What makes a hero, what makes a villain? And I think that is the moment that your nose starts to bleed. The pressure in your head increasing to a level that is not unbearable, but if we're talking a pain scale, we're at like a good 7.
I don't think she moves to brush the blood away or even notices. It's the headache that gets her more first because she's already moved to take their hand and give it a squeeze, like, thank you for the reassurance. And then, like, flinches. And then lets his hand go. And then when one drop of blood drips down, like, onto her pants, is when she moves to wipe it away and, like, kind of turns away to do it so it's not drawing attention from them or to them, and stands up to excuse herself to go to the bathroom.
We're going to follow Ellie to the bathroom in just a moment, but before we do, we've had a question raised by Connor. What other questions, if any, are given to your mayor of Two Faces?
I think like Connor is sort of on that line of questions. Like, okay, there are no night shifts. Are people going to be compensated, or like are bills going to be like partially forgiven?
The answer is yes. That, in fact, it's yes to both.
Okay.
That there will be essentially paid time off given for this, and that will compensate for any wages lost, and there will also be forgiveness on bills if that becomes a financial hardship, that the priority is safety.
Okay. I think after that, Connor is mostly satisfied and so won't ask any more questions.
I think, like, despite herself, Mara raises her hand. Um, and if
And
they call on her, oh, sorry, you go.
the mayor calls on you.
Okay, okay. Um, who's the last person that died?
There's a pause. Then, what do you mean?
Before this, who is the last person to die? Who's died before this?
No one. That's not something that happens. in Hemlock.
Um. Okay.
Scylla just hearing that is kind of like, wait, I thought that was normal. Why doesn't it happen in Hemlock?
There is a moment of, I think it actually comes from Nancy. I'm going to
She's so mad.
have to fix this. Um, Nancy. We'll see if she gives me a moment of peace. That
She
is not
loves you.
happening.
She loves you so much.
I love her too.
She's just expressing the feelings we're all having internally
Yeah.
right now.
Like, let us
That's
into the
valid.
answers.
She is just screaming, and it is relatable, just like me, for real, for real. I think it is Ellie's parents that give Luke and Sloane almost horrified, not quite disgusted, but like a judgmental. There we go, judgmental look, and are like, "What have you been teaching your daughter?" And Luke says, "We've been teaching her the facts of life. Things die. We see it all the time in the orchard. It's a cycle."
Yeah. It's like science or something.
And in that moment, Scylla, when you say that, there is a remembrance, and it's something it just sort of fades around into background knowledge, but as you say it, it's science or something. You do remember that Cosmos stands for Center of Science, Magic, or something. So you're right. It totally is science or something. Maybe
something.
magic.
Or magic. Or
Yay!
I can tell that Mama Theo has thoughts, and I'm going
I
to take that
do.
time to mute myself in the hopes that Nancy will stop.
I think that Theo is watching this interplay between um, Ellie's parents and Scylla's. And she fully feels like the dividing lines and is not playing what's right and what's wrong, is playing who's winning and who's losing this argument. And so she quickly jumps to side with the judgy parents. And I think just also as the young adults were talking about their questions and like death and stuff, it's itching at the back of her head. But I think in the same way that there's an absence of voices that makes her feel uncomfortable, she's resorting to what feels safe, and that's going with the crowd. And I think she even leaves some comments and just at a moment says, "Well, nothing bad happens in the Hemlock. That's why we all moved here."
Maybe not to you.
I
Yeah.
understand that not everyone's life is equal, but we all have our hardships. I mean, the time off that's going to be had is going to come out of my taxes, so it's we all have to suffer.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I am very grateful for your understanding.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was sarcasm.
For productive conversation, I simply am agreeing with the powers that be. The mayor knows what is going to happen, and the mayor will keep us safe. That's what he's always done.
It's the how the death isn't happening that's confusing. Also, Miss Lomax, someone just died, so maybe the taxes are not the thing to be concerned about at this point. And
Well,
maybe be concerned for Noah's family.
is Noah's family here? Does Noah have family?
What family?
Oof.
What family?
Why?
That's her response. There are first times for everything and one off incidences, and some things happen for a reason.
So death happens for a reason.
Death doesn't happen in Hemlock.
But you just said
Except that
things
it
happen for
did.
a reason.
Things happen for a reason. Death isn't one of those things. Death doesn't happen in Hemlock.
But it just
It
did.
just
What?
did.
Yeah. Like he's dead.
Are we sure he wasn't always dead?
Okay.
A ghost?
Oh, I don't believe in silly things like ghosts.
Then how is he always dead but talking?
He just.
She probably never spoke to him.
Oh,
What was his name again?
You're right. Yeah.
It's from the Bible.
The mayor literally just said it earlier.
What?
Wow.
I know you were too distracted with your son. That's okay.
Excuse me for having priorities.
Yeah, they were apparently taxes.
But not respect. That's okay.
Respect is earned.
I mean, he's dead now, so.
Death doesn't happen in Hemlock.
Oh my god. I think Mara is
Sure.
like doing the same thing of slipping back into like comfort and like what she knows. Oh my god, are you fucking stupid? Like actually.
I love Mars so much.
I don't need to be verbally assaulted here when the child has died. I think that frankly we should be focusing on important things like
Oh,
what
oh,
we
now-
are.
Child dying, right?
now
that?
your focus
No,
is
death
here.
doesn't happen at Hemlock. It's fine.
Oh my
Mayor, please
goodness.
help me. Right?
And the mayor says, now in a loud, booming voice, death does not happen in Hemlock. And it echoes, it bounces off the walls, and all of you feel the hair on the back of your neck and your arms just start to rise. Even you, Ellie, who have disappeared into the bathroom. And I'm imagining you're standing in front of the sink, kind of looking at yourself, trying to clean off the blood. And you watch the drops fall onto the white porcelain sink. You watch them start to swirl down the drain. And then you look up. You didn't even realize you'd look down, but you look up. And standing behind you, so close that you should have heard them, so close that you should have felt this, so close that there is a moment where you believe, maybe I just sprouted antlers.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Steph.
myself like that's gonna fucking do anything when JD's right here.
You have that moment, that flash of are these shadowy branches reaching up mine? And then the figure moves. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Is this your man?
I don't know anymore.
I
Is
thought
it
it was your man.
Is it me? Is it him? I don't know. Maybe.
Is it me, Jesus?
Is it me, Jesus?
There is no God here.
Obviously.
That's for damn sure.
I know it's dying.
And there's no death in Hemlock.
There's no death
There's
in
no
Hemlock.
depth in Hemlock.
Oh, broken record.
Casey is
ass
innocent.
bitch.
I kissed 2 people, and nobody's dying.
I'm so
I
sorry.
mean,
that
Noah
you-
died, so.
Yeah.
Noah's always been dead, and no one dies in Hemlock. It's fine.
It's just the one grave in the cemetery.
That's not how this
That's
works.
the first grade.
There is no
That's not-
cemetery because no one ever dies in
Well,
Hemlock.
where's he
Never
gonna
dies.
go? Is he
Nowhere,
just
because
in the
cause no one died.
Quarantine with the other 2 city blocks.
Ooh, got him.
Ooh.
Fucking
All
A.
right.
Are those 2
We-
city blocks where Connor lives across the tracks?
I can't lie. There was
Sorry.
a part of me that just had that
Wow!
cross my brain.
We're
We'll
in
find
the
out
2
about
city
that
blocks right
in 2
now.
weeks.
We are.
Mhm.
I don't want to wait. Can we have 10 more minutes?
No, I don't want 2 more minutes.
Girl.
I don't
We
want it.
will,
What-
we
what
will
else-
not
what-
resolve anything in 10 more minutes.
No!
I don't think, yeah.
Hey, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm full. I simply couldn't.
We gotta digest.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not the one who's about to get murked.
I mean, that
Just
sounds like a you.
about?
You might
Sounds
not
like a
be
you
murked.
problem, final girl.
Okay.
This is just reinforcing that bathrooms need to be gone to in a buddy system because everything that has
Yeah.
happened to
Every
Scylla
single time.
bad
So
has
true.
happened in
Every
single
bathrooms,
time.
and now
Don't-
it's coming to Ellie.
Yep.
It's true.
Every bad thing has been in a bathroom for Scylla.
It's true. And we've never made it past breakfast.
Yeah.
We still did
It's
not
true.
make it to another. We still did not
Yeah,
make
that's
it.
Still
rough.
have not
So
made
we
it.
still
Oh, we
have
haven't
not-
gone to dinner yet.
But you
We-
did get some
We really
real
haven't
food.
gone to dinner.
Okay, some of us did.
I did.
I did not. Wait, never mind.
I got a rolled up pancake
And some coffee.
and some
Coffee,
coffee.
yeah, some
So
Good
that
coffee.
Yeah.
so that counts. So this
Coffee
is great.
just
I'm
the way
having
you
that.
like it, made with
It's
love.
true.
Casey got home baked oatmeal cookies.
God.
I love them.
I-
I love oatmeal cookies. Don't say
Oatmeal
they're
cookies with
No.
chocolate chips are so good.
JD doesn't. That was a JD reaction. I feel like that is also a Casey reaction of just like
It's
Mom,
oatmeal
you know
day,
I-
Casey. You love oatmeal day.
Listen. There were other things that I could have said Casey had for breakfast, and I did not. I got that down.
Excuse me. Excuse
what about
me.
room for
I said what I
Jesus
said,
here?
Q.
God,
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
raise my boy a slut.
No, it's okay. He's waiting till marriage. Just
My man
Good
raised no
boy.
hoe.
Yeah, waiting till marriage. You say that like he and Gray haven't.
Yeah, like him and Gray have.
It's fine. It's butt stuff. It doesn't count.
All right, it is time, my lovely cast, for outros. So we are going to start, as always, with Harp.
Hi, I'm Harper. I'm on High Shelf Collection tomorrow doing Beacons of Firelight. It's the first episode of Arc 3. I said that last week, but we didn't do it 2 weeks ago. So we're doing it. You can still catch it. You could hop in for the first time if you wanted. It would be fun, I think. What else? A week from now, I'm on Lost Caravan for Old Gods of Appalachia, where I threaten Elsie with a gun. That's not really a threat.
you're right. I wasn't threatened at all.
She's really not very threatening, even when she's holding a gun to you. She's a wet cat. That's it. go to youtube.com/harpingharp, and if you click on a video, you'll give me, I think it's 1/10 of a cent. So I guess it depends on the ad you get, but please do that. Thank you.
We would love to. Yes, support Harp.
But if you're gonna do that, watch it all the way through, because if you click on it and then click off, it actually kind of hurts the algorithm. So I'm
You're doing great.
Absolutely.
thanks, Q.
Watch a video all the way through, or we'll punch you in the face.
Thank you. I'm a pacifist.
I'm not.
Neither am I. 2-for-1 special. Is it my turn? It's my turn.
It
Yeah,
is.
right.
You are up,
There's no
Q.
key in. Hi everyone. I'm Q, your friendly neighborhood cowboy maker. I was playing Connor today. In a perfect world, his world is still shit. So that's on me. Also, you're welcome. When you don't see me here, you can find me out on the internet at Midnight Inc. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Say it with me now. I keep making cowboys. Let's see what is next up. We're actually in a bit of a low. Life and stuff and things means that we don't have all of the games that I'm normally in, which is
We do.
fine. But you
We do
can
actually,
see
Q,
me.
because
Huh?
we do have Redacted and we do have Class Reunion, both.
Are we still doing class reunion? Hell yeah, brother. Okay, cool. So
As of Sunday.
redacted. Fuck yeah, bro. Okay, so redacted, pew pew, and then also class reunion. I'm in both of those over on LFTA. And then opposite Tuesdays, you can find me again on LFTA for Nephilim Tenebris, where I'm playing Captain Cassidy Star Runner. My my neon space cowboy. There's a lot of words there. You can also, starting October 5th, see over on Tales from the Table Studios, Path of Fates, which is going to be a Star Wars actual play, and you might recognize a familiar face there. Even though we're blood feuding, I do kind of like her, so she can get props. Yeah. So anyway, that's me.
All right, Steph, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Steph. I'm sure things are going to be great for Scylla. You can catch me this Thursday on Live from the Apocalypse in Redacted. We are on the haunted island. We're all full of ghosts. Some people have split their ghosts into another body, and we're out of time. See what that means. I'm sure only good things can. It's a lie. Nothing good has happened on this island. Other than that, you can find me over here. I have a pretty light schedule in comparison.
Gonna have to get another wild 2-table game at some point. I think it's a race right now to see if me or Will is going to come up with that.
I mean, you technically won that race, so.
Twice.
For the first time.
Twice over, actually.
Yeah,
Twice
no,
over.
twice. If we
Yeah.
include
Mhm.
shadows between the stacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Lapping.
And I know LC is very interested in the next 2-table game that I'm gonna run, because that is The City is at War.
You're
Oh,
gonna do
shit.
that? You're gonna drive
I
yourself
don't-
insane to do that?
I am, because I like to suffer. It's a 2025 project, to be
Okay.
abundantly
good.
clear.
Also good for me. I'm losing it over that Cobra Starship. Fucking God bless Cobra Starship. Amen. Jesus, my favorite band since 2006. So I'm
Oh, that makes so
stressed.
much sense.
Fuck you.
That makes so much sense.
One Day Robots Will Cry has ruined me for life, and the Church
Oh,
of
no,
Hot Addiction
me
lives in my
too.
head. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm
Fucking-
with you on both of those.
I don't even want to get into it. All right. So here I am. I'm stressed out. More stressed out than I thought I was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be dead. I would have solved a lot of my problems. where can you find me? I am in The Walking Dead tomorrow, back on The Lost Caravan, where we are doing a third episode after a 2-part. I killed my boyfriend by letting him die on his own because he asked me to kill him and he lied to me. So if you ever going to find out what happens after the red flags, that's what happens. So don't lie to me in a relationship, in game, or in real life. I might leave you for dead. And then on the 19th, you can find me and some other familiar faces here. In Tomb Raider, our finale, I will not fall asleep early and have to go to bed halfway through the game. And it's really fun. I play a feral kitsune who is just chewing the scenery and destroying the party. It's really fun for me. To the 23rd, we've moved our speakeasy game where you can find me and Cass, who is now trying to egg Harp on to shoot me in a game. Please don't do that. I will never forgive Cass's character for shooting me. On the 24th, you can find me with Harp over the Lost Caravan, where I am not a cop, despite what Harp's character thinks. None of us are cops. I'm trying my best to make sure Harp does not get got by the cops, actually, because I'm trying. You just keep opening your mouth and saying things. Stop saying things. And then, as always, every other alternating Monday, I have Hell's Gate, Lancer. We're doing okay now. We 100%ed every side quest successfully. Got all of this shit. The next fight is going to be a breeze. We are going to topple the universe's most awful, self-declared best Lancer pilot. His kill count is not confirmed, and he's a little bit based on someone named Donald Trump. So we're going to kill him. And then, like Q said, I don't know when my exact start date is because I am taking a vacation for the first time in 4 years, but I am in the Star Wars game with Cass again and a bunch of other cool people I've never played with before, but I'm super excited to play with. And I'm just a goofy little, it's an LC special. I'm just gonna make a Padawan that's an LC special. I'm gonna make it everybody's problem.
Yeah, that tracks.
Mhm.
I love
Doesn't
that for you.
And that's me for a little bit.
And Rose, our special guest, who we've just decided to keep for as long as we can have him.
So the party can continue to yell things about me and I can make weird comments about property tax. It's great. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Rose. I've been playing the awful Theodora Lomax, torturing these meddling kids. On alternating Tuesdays, you can find me also with Q on LFTA's Nephilim Tenebris campaign, where I play the grouchy engineer that acts more like a line cook than she does an aeronautical engineer. It's a lot of fun there. And then on Thursdays, this Thursday, the finale, as Elsie said, on Tomb Raider Tenebris, where you can see me, or not Tomb Raider Tenebris, got awful. It's late, y'all.
That was fantastic.
I'm on Tomb Raider. I play the same character I always do, a muscle mommy with attitude problems. And besides that, that's it. Be excellent to each other. Thanks for watching. Mwah.
And I'm going to go as quickly as I can, which usually means going week by week. The next few weeks are going to be slightly lighter because I am moving, and that means that life is more chaotic than it usually is. You can find me this Thursday running Redacted, where everyone is a haunted house, sometimes 2 haunted houses, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's a great time, and it has been called David Lynch's 24. We are now out of the 24-hour block, though. I can be found on Lost Caravan this Friday in the Fall of the House of Red, our cyberpunk game where I play a rocker boy named Virgil who wears his kill count on his chest. And he is making great decisions, as all of my characters do. I will be with Q on Saturday morning for class reunion. I need to figure out who I'm playing because I am not caught up on the VODs or anything else. And I left with 2 characters in precarious situations, so I'm sure
You
that's
sure did.
fine. I'm sure that is totally fine and there's nothing to worry about. And then Saturday night, I will be over with High Shelf Collective for Morkborg, where I am playing a variety of characters who are all going to be cannon fodder, and we're going to see how many of them I go through and how many new ones I have to create in the process. You can find me next Monday with Thy Kingdom Come over on Live from the Apocalypse, which is our dystopian theocracy game where I play Saint Soren Augustine, who has the highest kill count of any of my characters so far because Kaz put all of those souls back in the bodies. So it's fine. It doesn't count if you fix it. And then you can find me in a variety of other games that will be coming up in the coming weeks and months. Some special things I haven't been able to announce yet, starting in November. And who knows what else might be on the horizon because we're also heading into LFTA event season. But with that, I'm going to bring us to a close because it is late. I am tired. We are going to raid someone. I think Vancouver by night. And so stay on for that. Be nice, be friendly, and say goodnight, everyone.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.